Could it be that grandmother saw something dreadful? Otherwise, with her nerve, she wouldn't look like this even if she saw a ghost. I looked down and saw that I was covered in mud, with a crust of it caked onto my feet. My hands weren't much better either, with yellow mud lodged deep beneath my fingernails. Last night I had a bath, and I was perfectly clean. What on earth is going on? I remained utterly bewildered, while grandmother paced frantically, muttering curses under her breath. That wretched woman. She must have fallen for my grandson's trickery, digging her own grave, trying to unearth her own corpse. In that instant, it all became clear. Simultaneously, a bone-chilling sensation enveloped my entire body. Had my mother truly possessed me, driving me to dig up her own grave? The mere thought of myself alone in the pitch-black darkness, digging at her grave in that field of rapeseed, filled me with utter dread. "My dear, are you feeling unwell?" Grandma leaned in to ask me. "I just feel a bit knackered." Grandmother examined my forehead, eyes and tongue like an old doctor. "Her forehead is cold, her eyes dark-ringed, her tongue coated with pallor," she murmured. "Quite so. She's draining your vital energy. That woman finds no rest even in death. She's bent on cursing our entire family into extinction. Had your grandfather still been alive, with his fiery temper, he would have sunk your mother's body to the sea without a moment's hesitation," grandmother declared grimly. "Drowning the corpse, that is to say, binding the body and coffin together with several heavy stones before sinking them to the lake bed, condemning them to eternal damnation." I brushed the dirt from my hands and said, "Grandmother, she is still my mother after all. She is not a bad person. It would not be right to drown her, would it?" Snap. Grandmother struck me hard across the face, the blow stinging fiercely. "She sought to kill you the moment she was born. Now she wishes to drag you down to hell now. Your mother's spirit has possessed you, compelling you to dig graves and drain your vitality. This is clearly an attempt to destroy you, yet you still wish to acknowledge her as your mother. From this day forth, you have no such mother." I was momentarily speechless. Grandmother was right. Sarah was simply not fit to be my mother. "Right then, I'll go and discuss some measures with village head Harris to deal with your mother. Perhaps she settled down a bit. You go back to your room and wash the mud off yourself." Granny went to village head Harris's house. I glanced towards the rapeseed fields. I always felt a sense of foreboding there. I hurried back indoors to wash the dirt from my body, dirt dug from the grave, which surely couldn't be clean. After bathing and changing into clean clothes, grandmother still hadn't returned. Yet I found myself drawn to my mother's grave. Stepping outside, I scanned the village's sole road, but saw no sign of grandmother. She clearly wouldn't be back for a while. Locking the door behind me, I set off towards the rapeseed fields. The 100-meter distance was covered swiftly. The rapeseed flowers in the field have grown tall, their buds already formed, though not yet in full bloom. Mother's grave lies at the center, barely rising above the rapeseed flowers. As I drew near the grave, a chill wind swept over me. Looking around, I saw that the grave was merely a half-meter deep hollow, with not even a burial coffin in sight. Perhaps my strength was insufficient, for no matter how hard I dug, I could not break through the mound of earth. Mother simply gave up. Just then, a chill breeze brushed my neck, sending a shiver down my spine. It felt as though someone stood behind me. This sensation was most peculiar. Though I could not see behind me, I could still sense someone was there. Moreover, it was so close to me, practically pressed against my back. Under the scorching sun, I thought it wouldn't dare show itself. Cold sweat trickled down his cheeks, then dripped from his chin to his toes. I stood frozen in place, my shadow the only one cast upon the graveyard. I had heard that ghosts cast no shadows, and now I had witnessed it with my own eyes. Good heavens, Mum was standing right behind me, and I was shaking like a leaf. Ma'am, please don't get me into trouble. I'll have Grandma build you a cozy little room underground, where you'll be well looked after and well fed. A hand touched my neck, cold as ice. I trembled with fright. It was all over. My mother had come to take me away after all. Damned woman, you wretched creature, now you dare harm my grandson. This old crone won't let you off today. Grandmother's voice drifted across from the other side of the field. Instantly, that icy hand slid from my neck. The biting wind ceased, and the sensation of someone behind me vanished just as swiftly. I knew Mum had been scared off by Grandmother. Granny led an old man of 70 or 80 along at a brisk trot. This old fellow was none other than the village headman, Harris. Ethan, I told you to stay at home. How on earth did you end up here? Grandma said anxiously. I wish to see whether the grave has been dug up. Are you still fretting over your mother's grave being dug up? Have you lost your mind? Even if her grave were leveled to the ground, it'd be none of your concern. Granny snapped. Village head Harris, leaning on his walking stick, looked around. Good heavens, old woman, you're in real trouble now. Following the direction of his walking stick, I noticed a pair of cloth shoes lying on the ground behind me. They had black laces and a white base, and were extremely worn, with patches of dried, cracked earth still clinging to them. Having attended many funerals since childhood, I recognized these shoes as those worn by the deceased, funeral shoes. A row of neat footprints lay behind the shoes, clearly left by someone jumping with feet together. I was immediately reminded of a scene after death, before being placed in the burial coffin. The ankles must be bound with hemp rope to prevent the corpse from rising. Granny, did you see something behind me just now? I asked. Granny didn't answer, merely stooping to pick up the shoes. She muttered, "Come on, let's go home and talk about it. This plot's been nothing but trouble. Next year, I shan't even sow rapeseed here." Upon returning home, I sat in the garden, basking in the warm sunshine, with Grandmother and Harris by my side. Only then did the fear in my heart gradually subside. Harris lit his cigarette, puffing as he spoke. With such a serious matter at home, the situation was quite dire. Why not call the child's father back? With a man of the house present, things would surely improve. If his father doesn't go out to earn money, we'll soon be living beyond our means. Grandma spread her hands helplessly. Village Chief Harris, I'm just an old woman without any means. You know far more than I do about handling such matters. I beg you, you must find a way to resolve this. Ethan is still so young. What if that wretched woman frightens him? What then? Village Chief Harris puffed on his cigarette, his face etched with worrying, then suddenly spoke up. This matter has dragged on for over a decade. It's time to settle it. I may not know how to exorcise ghosts, but I've got tricks up my sleeve. Con the devil. Village Chief Harris leaned close to Granny's ear and whispered at length. Gradually, her uneasy expression faded, replaced by one of delight. She hurried back into the house, retrieved a small snuff box and presented it to the chief as a token of gratitude. Afterwards, Grandmother busied herself in the thatched cottage for quite some time before producing a scarecrow. It was dressed in my mud-spattered shirt and trousers, along with those mud-caked shoes. A sheet of white paper was affixed to its back, covered in densely scrawled characters, the writing blurred and indistinct. Ethan, you'd best stay indoors, not a foot outside that door for 3 days and nights. Having said that, Grandma added, if I catch you with even half a foot outside the door, I'll break your legs. I hurried back inside. Grandmother was a farmer's wife, rough and ready. Though well into her 60s, she was remarkably strong. Had she truly laid a hand on me, she'd have broken my legs. Through the crack in the door, I saw grandmother carrying the scarecrow towards the rapeseed flower field.